The Talking Cheeseheads on cheeseheadtalk.com.
So maybe I'm just being over paranoid here. And you know what? I hope I'm just being overly paranoid here. Okay? But we've all gotten used to this. And I think Packer fans just assume that this will happen. And that is, team gets off to this mediocre start. They lose a game they're not supposed to. Everybody's saying, oh, what's going on in Titletown? Oh, my goodness. And then the Packers find a way to get hot. They win, 5 in a row. They win 7 of 9. They win 10 of 12, whatever the case may be. All is fine. They overtake the divisional foes. They win the division or they make the playoffs, and then they, do whatever they're going to do come playoff time. And that's been the story. You look back at it, 2009, 2010 with the Super Bowl year, last year, and hopefully this year. Last year, Packers got off, they had 3 losses early in the season, including the Hail Mary. This year 1-2. 2010 they were 3-3. They had hot starts in 2007 with Favre, and of course 2011 when they went 15-1, they started 13-0. Was it? Yeah, 13-0. So it's a little bit of exception. They used to do this with Favre at quarterback too. From a given year to a given year, they get off to that mediocre start and get hot. Which, it's not the worst thing in the world. It beats a lot of times what, like, Marty Schottenheimer's teams used to do. Get off to a really hot start and then stink down the stretch. Okay. But we're just assuming it's going to happen this year. In fact, I've laid out, the 9 games coming up here after that Cincinnati debacle where the Packers should be able to do something like 7-2. Hopefully. But what if it doesn't happen? All of a sudden yesterday, with Detroit coming in, as a team who is certainly a threat. I think we all have to agree, talent-wise, Detroit poses some problems in this game coming Sunday for the Packers. And, Detroit then at Baltimore, which may be tougher at home, but not the Baltimore of the playoff run last year at least. Cleveland, at Minnesota in that stretch. Chicago at home. Again, winnable, right? That's why I'm saying it should be a good stretch. All I'm suggesting is, what if it doesn't happen? I guess if it doesn't happen, it's a really disappointing season. But can we just assume that it's going to happen, a hot stretch for the Packers? I don't know if we can. I think it will, but you don't know if we can. And injuries play a big part of that. Will these guys will they be able to clean up concussions and hamstrings? Concussions are a tough deal. What are you going to do? Hamstrings, I don't know. Apparently you can have different techniques squatting and get better. But I don't necessarily even know what the solution is or where we're going with this, but obviously it's a little tiresome in September to get off to these slow starts and then have to rely on the streak. The streak's fun. Hopefully it'll come. I pretty much expect it to. I just can't be sure this time with all the injuries. So I hope it comes. We'll see. We'll talk about it today. We're the Talking Cheeseheads.
The Talking Cheeseheads on cheeseheadtalk.com.